today. It was a bit of a strange game, going down so early on and then fighting back, obviously. Conceding late. What are your overall thoughts on the game?
Hey, they're high flying and they've just hit their nearby neighbours certainly well on Tuesday night as well. So they're coming in amazing form. They're dangerous. They've got some good fluid boys that play the game in a really nice fashion. And we came here to try and set up and frustrate. And the annoying thing was conceding so early from something so daft. But then, okay, you settle the ship a little bit. You're expecting your keeper to hopefully have a good day as well, and he's made some great saves throughout of today. But on the flip side of that, I knew that we had something to offer going forward, and we had to believe it a little bit more after half time. We came out and we started to find feet a lot better. We started to find people in better areas, and we've managed to pounce on a mistake. So you do that, all of a sudden you grow into the game a little bit more. They get frustrated because they assume that they should be getting 3 points regardless, and that's not being harsh on them or disrespecting us. But you look at the table, everyone around would have thought that, other than us. So we've came here and gone, right, if we get back into this game, they're going to have to come out and they're expecting to win. The home fans are expecting to win, so we're going to get spaces. And if we have that little bit of quality, we can potentially go and nick 3 points. Not saying if you look at the entirety of the game you deserve that, but it's a game plan that we've stuck to, and for 95% of the game it's worked. Ross has done fantastically. But I think the most frustrating thing is the difference between the two teams. From 1 to 17 of their lads, it was 110% effort. And sometimes when you're down there, lads can feel a little bit sorry for himself when you go down that early. And they need to believe more. They need to believe more because they've got ability. They can compete at this level. And if we came away with a point today, with the areas that we got in have to be scored, you go, you know what, we've hit a game plan, we've done a job at the top of the table, and what a great point. I'm not going away disappointed like I was on Leicester on a Tuesday night where it just wasn't acceptable. We've came here against a better side than us, and we've put up a good fight, got in some areas, and with that last little bit of quality we could have scored more. But on the same time, on the breath of the game, the better side won. But if we would have taken a point away from that, no one would have complained at it, because we've came for a specific reason and we would have left with it.
And obviously it was Sprucey that got our goal today. How pleased are you for him? Because obviously he struggled recently to get minutes in the side.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
No, and that was the main thing I said to him before the game. I said, at the end of the day, football gives you opportunities when you least expect it. And you can tell that we were depleted today. We've came off a complete academy bench. So again, that's a credit to the boys in general. We've managed to get them fit enough to be getting through games, the lads that are available. But on the same breath, we've had a ridiculous amount of bad luck with injuries and illnesses. So for Sprucey, he took his opportunity when it came in terms of his chance. His all-round play, of course, can improve as well. But when you haven't had that many minutes, you've got to give him a bye in that respect. But as soon as he got into that position, I only ever thought he was going to score. He's a good finisher in front of goal. So it's good to see lads that when they get the opportunity to they take chances to a degree in terms of scoring goals or performing well, that he's done so, and that's all he can keep doing. He needs to keep training well. When he's getting minutes, do the right things, and especially for attacking players, if they are lively from minute 1 to minute 90, they'll get more chances than they believe, and they'll get more positives than they'll ever know. And that's what they need to learn from this game, because their forwards stayed lively for the whole game. Ours came in fits and spurts. That's not saying bad players, they're very good players, but they're just learning. And we've got a very young, naive group, which isn't an excuse, but with their learning on job. And as you can say, as I said before, 3 months ago we lose that heavily. But the difference is now, with even against a little bit of adversity, the boys are doing fantastically and staying in games and giving themselves a chance to get back in games and win games, regardless of where we come and whereabouts in the country.
And you spoke about it a bit there with players out injured. Few changes ahead of the match today. Mm-hmm. What's the status on players like Keno and Betts?
So Betts, unfortunately, was struck down with illness during the week, and he's not been able to shake it. He's been bedbound since Tuesday, Wednesday. We've tried our best to even have him involved slightly, but you can't have someone involved when they've got that sort of illness. Keno, fortunately not looking as bad as we first thought, but still at the same time it's going to be a good couple of weeks before back around. Bruiser, Jamie Hansen is coming along well in his rehab, so fortunately the scan came back that it's not as bad as we first thought as well of a recurring injury, so he's probably a couple of weeks away now, which is good. So we've got positives on the horizon, but unfortunately it's not in the here and now, but hopefully we can do what we need to do. We're trying to manage some boys' loads as best as we can, as much as we want to train as much as possible. We've got to be sensible, and like I say, young Casey coming back in today did well when he came on. Been out for 8-9 weeks. He's came straight back in and he's done what he can in the minutes that he's had. So the lads put the work in when they're trying to get back. We've just had cruel luck when it comes to the injuries, and all we can do is do the best with what we've got on any given match day.
And it's Starbridge next weekend. Feels like it's the 6th time we've played them this season.
Yeah.
But what do you want to see most going into that game?
I don't want to see 4 losses from the same team in a season. But yeah, for us is understanding how to stay in games longer, even against adversity, which again we've shown today. Everyone has to be at full tilt for us in every single game that we play, and if we are, we will pick up plenty of results. I think everyone can see that now. We aren't getting rolled over like we were, and even last week against Alvechurch, you go 3-0 down, and we've had a horrendous start to the game, but we've managed to fight ourselves back in and give ourselves a chance to even go level at 3-3 before they score the 4th. So going into that game is having that desire to not let a team do the fourfold on you, because not many teams do that in a league season, but show our quality, stay lively from minute 1, and if we do so, I'm sure we'll get a positive result out of the game.